Hey guys, and welcome back to another Sinister Cup Pokemon Go PvP video. And in this video we're going up against two opponents. First up, Maroon 6, fantastic trainer, finished 100 and something, very low 100s after Season 1 Sylph. And he is starting up a YouTube channel soon, so definitely keep an eye on that. I'll be letting you know where that is, where you can find that soon. So we've got Poliwrath vs Alolan Marowak in the lead, which is a good lead matchup for us. He switches out into Drifblim, which also isn't a bad lead matchup. We don't really want to be taking Shadow Balls to the face, but it isn't the worst because Bubble's doing alright too. So we switched to Steelix, and we're just going to be going for these crunches, because the crunches will do super effective damage to both Ghosts and Psychic types. We do have to, well, we can tank one Shadow Ball. We can't really tank two Shadow Balls and send the crunch, I don't think. That doesn't really work out. So we shielded up that second charge move in case it was a Shadow Ball. It was just an Ominous Wind, which wouldn't, it's not like the end of worlds, but it's still not great. And we were trying to get off this second crunch here, but he does get the charge move off first. Looks like we were trying to under-tap on each other and it just didn't happen. Someone has to go basically, and he doesn't shield that second crunch, so we had to burn both shields there and he got to keep one. We do get to get switch advantage, so we're going to be going for the crunch here. Unfortunately, under tap didn't work, and yeah, he's going to take us down here, just a Bone Club, and have a little bit of energy, not too much. We bring back in Alolan Marowak, throwing the Power Up Punch. Power Up Punch is going to do nothing to Alolan Marowak, but what it is going to do is it's going to power up our Bubbles to do even more damage. Bubble is where we're getting the real damage up against Alolan Marowak, so throwing another Power Up Punch, again, just powering up these Bubbles. And you could see already before, the Power Up Punches really are helping with the Bubbles. He gets that Shadow Ball off, which isn't great, but we were hoping to have him use that energy, come into Drifblim and maybe charge up a little bit of energy, throw an Ominous Wind, but he's got Bastiodon, so this is pretty much GG's. Drifblim has that sub-flying typing, and Bastiodon is just going to tear right through it. No charge moves, no shields necessary, just is going to take us down. So just throwing straight Ominous Winds in hopes to get the boost, and we do get the boost, but very late and not in any sort of situation where it would help us. So yeah, this is GG's. Poliwrath comes in to get finished off by the Stone Edge, and yeah, that is GG's. So moving on to the second battle up against Maroon 6, and then later on we'll be battling 6-7 Kevin. And we've got Drifblim vs Poliwrath here, kind of a flipped matchup of Poliwrath vs Ghost, and he switches out again into Empoleon, but we are packed with the fighters here, so we bring in Medicham. We throw the Power Up Punch because it means that he's either going to have to shield here so we can get a charge move off, or just let his Empoleon go down. And he does decide to let it go down, so that's good for us because it means we don't have to burn a shield on our Medicham. The downside is that we are going to be able to get farmed by this Alolan Marowak, so maybe in hindsight we should have let him take us down a little bit or even get a charge move off, but yeah, this isn't great because Medicham, Power Up Punch and Ice Punch, both basically doing nothing to Alolan Marowak. He throws the Bone Club, I guess just to chip down our health a little bit, but Bone Club also does like nothing to Medicham. So he finishes us off here. We've both got both shields and he has a fair chunk of energy. So going for this Ominous Wind straight away because he will have to burn a shield basically, or else he'd just lose all of his Alolan energy. And he does shield and we get the boost. So we are going to protect this Drifblim because we know it can wreck with the boost. So we shield up the Shadow Ball, so correct shielding there. Going to be going for another, actually he gets a charge move off here, so we're going to shield it up in case. And it was just a Bone Club, so shield better just there. And then I think we maybe could have just fainted down the quick attacks, but I was already tapping that Ominous Wind from before, so I take him down with like no health anyway. And then going to be throwing another Ominous Wind at this Poliwrath. Not sure where he's sitting energy-wise. And so it does a fair amount. And then we switch into Poliwrath. This is pretty much GG's. We know we've got this match down, or we hope we've got it down, because we have Poliwrath with higher health against this other Poliwrath. He is holding onto a shield, which is worrisome, and he's getting off these Power Up Punches, so I think that's pretty much the end of his energy, and then we're going to be able to get our Power Up Punch off here, so we'll see if he decides to burn the shield or not. Bit of lag, but he does burn the shield there, so he's probably going to be able to finish it. We miss a bubble there because of lag, but that wouldn't have changed the course of the battle, I don't think. We'll see. Power Up Punch takes us down. Drifblim comes back in, hoping to finish off the quick attacks, which we are able to do, and that is GG's. So, yeah, GG's Maroon 6. Keep an eye out for his YouTube channel. And onto this next battle, Bronzong vs Alolan Marowak. not in a good spot here at all, because Alolan Marowak is going to be doing super effective ghost damage to us. It actually seems more even than I thought it would be. The Confusions are doing a fair bit to Alolan Marowak. He does shield that up. I'm not sure if that was to protect from the Psychic Shock. Yeah, it would have been to protect from the Psy Shock. We just cop the Bone Club. It doesn't do too much damage, even though it is super effective. We are going to maybe want to shield the Honor, letting it come through. That does finish us off though, basically. Not going to be able to get the Psyshock off. So we bring in Drifblim. I guess we were really just trying to hold on to our shields here. Alolan Marowak is... We really have to watch out for the Shadow Ball. Hoping this is a Bone Club, but nope. It was a Shadow Ball, and this is going to destroy if the lag ever lets it. But we were having some lag issues and the Shadow Ball didn't actually go through. So I was kind of like trying to tell him, yeah, hey, I'm not lagging, please just go ahead and take me out, because that would be fair. So he charges up to the Shadow Ball, gets the Shadow Ball off to finish us off, and that kind of puts us back into the situation where it would have been if the lag didn't stop the Shadow Ball from going through. So in comes Medicham, finish off the Alolan Marowak. We've got 2 shields, so we can see if we can run through his other 2, but unfortunately he's got Drifblim, which is not good for us at all. Drifblim is a very hard counter to us. The Ice Punches will do a fair amount of damage. He decides to not shield that first one, maybe in case it was a Power Up Punch, because maybe a powered up Ice Punch would be able to faint. But yeah, it's just not a good situation for us. We're going for this double Ice Punch in case he doesn't shield, but this is pretty much GG's at this point. He does shield that up, so maybe should have gone for a Power Up Punch on the second, although I'm not sure if we would have been able to get to another Ice Punch. Actually, yeah, it looks like we might. Yeah, we would have been able to get to another Ice Punch. Not sure if that was a lag or under tapping or what went on there, but yeah, this Ominous Wind going to take us out, and that is GG's. And I thought that previous battle was the end of Maroon 6, but this one was, and now we're moving on to 6-7 Kevin. You would have seen him battling here before. We've got Alolan Marowak versus Poliwrath. So a lot of Poliwrath leads I'm seeing in these last few battles, these last few videos. Poliwrath lead is definitely very common. There's not really any grass damage to take it out, but it's probably going to lead to a counter rise in Confusion user leads. Definitely probably keep an eye out for that. He does decide to shield up that Shadow Ball, which is the right move, so good, well played there. We're just going to let these Power Up Punches come through. Even if he throws an Ice Punch, it's not going to do much to us at all, so we're kind of just going for the Shadow Balls, not burning any shields. And maybe hoping to burn his shield or burn his Pokemon. He switches out into Steelix, and we're running double tank here with the Alolan Marowak, so we decide to go for the Steelix Mirror and hope to outbait him here, outplay him. So he's got this first charge attack ready, and we shield it up in case thinking it's an Earthquake, and it is an Earthquake, so we call that correctly. Now we're going to go for the Earthquake and hope that he doesn't shield and thinks it's just a crunch shield back. And he lets it go through, which is absolutely massive. That's exactly how we wanted it to go. He's getting off another charge move here, but I don't think it's going to be enough to have Crunch. I think he's just enough to have Earthquake, sorry. I think he's just getting off the energy that he has before he goes down, which is just a Crunch. We've almost got the Earthquake ready, so we're just going to go for the Crunch and hope that he wasn't quite move counting and maybe burn a shield. And we are able to burn a shield, so really just fantastic luck, I guess you could say, with the shields there. He throws the Power Up Punch, we just let it come through, and we're going to bring it back into Alolan Marowak to throw this Shadow Ball. He's got no more shields, so this will go through and should finish off the Poliwrath. Down he goes, and now his last Pokemon is Alolan Marowak of his own. So we weren't going to be able to get to the Shadow Ball, but we're trying to get that Bone Club off before we fainted. So now we bring in Bastiodon, we have a shield advantage. We're just going to let these first ones come through, kind of just get a feel for how the matchup would go in the no shields, I guess, and we'll shield later on. Another Bone Club, we're just going to let it come through. It's super effective, but it's just going to basically do sort of, I don't want to say chip damage, it's a little more than chip damage, it's kind of chunk damage, I guess. But yeah, we're going to throw a Stone Edge here, and this will be GG's there. So, Alolan Marowak, even though he does have that super effective Bone Club, and I kind of see him as, oh, he can get super effective damage off onto Bastiodon, he can't really. But he's trying out an interesting lead here, picked with Slowbro, a Confusion user. He's got Wood Pulse, Ice Beam, and Psychic, I think, are his charge move options. So he switched to Alolan Marowak to try and get the Shadow Ball off, but he switches out into Poliwrath, and I mean, that's also good if it lands the Shadow Ball, and he does let it go through, so he might have been thinking we were going for the Bone Club shield bait, or he was just happy to let his Poliwrath get hit. We're just going to let this come through. Again, Poliwrath cannot really do much with the charge move to Alolan Marowak. The place that Poliwrath is doing damage to Lol and Marowak is with the bubble quick move. So just throwing a Bone Club here to burn a shield, and that's exactly what happened. So really, the shield game is just working perfectly for us here. Again, I'm not sure if that was lag or what the deal was, but I started to shield there. It wasn't Ice Punch, just so we can definitely get this charge move off and see if he just lets his Poliwrath go down, and he does. So we're going to keep switch advantage, and we have equal shields. So a couple more hexes, and we go down. So now we're going to bring in Drift Bloom. We shield up its charge move in case it's an Ice Beam, because that would absolutely wreck us. It was just Water Pulse though, so good play there. Slowbro does take his time to charge up the charge moves, and this Ominous Wind will do a fair amount of damage. I'm not sure if it's going to finish him off. He shields it up actually. I think it might have finished him off if it did go through, but he goes to the Ice Beam there, so well played, down we go. And Poliwrath comes back in, hoping to get this Power Up Punch off and hope it might seal the deal, maybe, but I'm not expecting it to do much damage up against Slowbro. And it just doesn't finish him off, and he's able to get the charge move, so well, definitely well played. Oh, it's just a Water Pulse though, so we can keep going, finish off the Slowbro, and then we'll see what he's got in the back. It is a Steelix, so we're actually going to go for the sneaky Hydro Pump here. He hasn't seen that we have Hydro Pump. He doesn't have any shields left anyway, and this will finish off the Steelix. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be going with Hydro Pump or Ice Punch. I've kind of been switching between the two a little bit. I'm not certain. I'm kind of feeling like maybe Ice Punch is the better play, just because you can counter against that Drift Bloom, which is seemingly rising a little bit in prominence. But into this next game, we've got Mirror Confusion uses. Now I brought in Girafarig, kind of thinking that he'd take the confusions kind of alright. We do have Thunderbolt, which is also going to be able to counter that Slowbro pretty well. We shield up in case it's an Ice Beam. I think Ice Beam would do a fair amount of damage. Water Pulse not so much, but Girafarig is not very tanky, so we try and under-tap that Thunderbolt, and unfortunately try and do it too early before we were able to, so that was my mistake, but he let that Thunderbolt go through anyway. Brings in Steelix. Steelix is just going to be able to charge up energy on our Girafarig, farm us up, and then we can bring in Poliwrath here. We do have to be a little wary of Earthquake, so I think I might not shield this, hoping that it's a crunch. We do shield it, and it was an Earthquake, so actually definitely good there, because that would do a lot of damage to us here. He switches out into Poliwrath as we're getting off the Power Up Punch, and this is not looking good, because as you saw when I switched into Poliwrath, I have Bastiodon in the back. Now Bastiodon is obviously not a good matchup for Poliwrath. He can at least get some damage off onto Steelix, but Steelix can also get those Earthquakes will finish off Bastiodon. So we'll see how this plays out. Just throwing straight Power Up Punches. This won't finish us off. And we actually switch into Bastiodon, hoping to maybe finish off the Poliwrath and then save our Poliwrath with a Power Up Punch for the Steelix. I'm not sure if it's the right play because he is super powered up, but it does save our Poliwrath from a little bit of wrath, because he will take us out and then we get one bubble, take out the Poliwrath. So we can't really go for the Hydro Pump because he is still holding onto a shield, so yeah, definitely not a good situation here. Throw the Power Up Punch, he shields up, and he's going to be able to feint us down here before we get to that Power Up Punch. So that is GG's. So thank you Maroon6 and 67Kevin for the battles. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one, and I'll see you in the next Sinister Cup video. Ciao.